case, say again the patient, they're telling, I have consumed your XYZ drug and I have experienced diarrhea. Okay. So now you code that event in the Argus, take the preferred term and look into USPI, SMPC or PM. And which section you will look? You have to look into adverse event section. So there is a section called as adverse event. So this is how it will look like, the general prescribing information. So in this, you have to look into the adverse event section, okay, to know whether this is expected or unexpected. So if the event is present in the adverse event section of USPI, SMPC, product monograph, or the country data sheet, then we call it as listed. Okay, so we use different terminologies now. Listed and unlisted. For post-marketed cases, we use the terminology listed and unlisted. So if the event is present, then we name it as listed. If it is not present, then you name it as unlisted. Okay. So this, you might be, if you are working for a post-marketed, you might be asked to reference USPI, SMPC product monograph, or you might be given a data sheet. There might be a data sheet for USPI, SMPC data sheet, product monograph data sheet, which means it is an Excel sheet where all the adverse event listed in the adverse event section would be captured in the data sheet. So it will be simple, like just you have to go and check in the data sheet. Or if you are given the USPI, you should know where to check. So you have to check in the adverse event section of USPI, SMPC or product monograph and name it as listed or unlisted. Okay, so this is what we do in assessing the expectedness. So why do we need to assess the expectedness? So expectedness is nothing but a well-documented adverse drug reaction in humans, okay? And it is present in the adverse drug reaction section. When we assess the expectedness, we should also look into the nature, severity, and the outcome of adverse drug reactions, okay? So we will also consider all this when we are assessing the expectedness or the listedness. So basically, why we are assessing is, see, SUSAR means a serious, unexpected, suspected adverse drug reaction. So basically, when the events are expected, it will not go for expedited reporting, which means within 15 days reporting. Only unexpected events has to be reported. Unexpected or unlisted events would undergo expedited reporting, that is 15 days or 7 calendar days reporting timeline. So that's why it is important to assess the expectedness, and this is one of the important step in the workflow. Usually preliminary assessment is done in triage, but every workflow would check for the expectedness. DECP, QC, medical review workflow, every workflow would check for the expectedness assessment. Okay, so
Megan,
yes,
I have a doubt here. So yeah, what you're saying is expect if it is in that list of expectedness, those events won't be reported, right? Won't be reported at all.
yes, it won't be
Okay.
reported in expedited fashion, which means in 15 or 7 calendar days,
Oh,
but
okay,
it
okay.
will go for periodic reporting.
Okay, okay, got
Periodic
it.
reporting
Thank you.
like PSUR, PPER or PADER, it will go in 3 months, 6 months reporting, but it will not go as expedited reporting.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, so if you are in doubt, like you are not sure, there is some, there might be some lab test which is elevated, and the information in the assessment, like expectedness assessment in the adverse event section, is not very clear whether this is expected or unexpected, then we conservatively assess as unexpected. Okay, so if you are in doubt, you are unable to assess the expectedness